welcoming you in Egypt.
Thank you so much.
Is it your first time in Egypt?
It is.
And what's your first impression?
I'm loving it. People are so nice and students are so nice, so the faculty is so nice. So it's been
How are you finding Cairo University Sheikh Zayed branch?
we've been liking it. You know,
Have you taken a tour around?
We have. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
Thank you. Did you have any expectations regarding today's meeting?
We did. I think the meeting, if your question is how did the meeting go, I think the meeting went really well. What we did today's meeting is we discussed the possible collaborations between Pepperdine University and Cairo University, our schools of laws, and I think it was very positive.
So we're looking forward to a new cooperation between Cairo University and Pepperdine University.
I definitely hope so. I'll
That's
take
so
it back
great.
to my
That's
dean
so
and that's
great.
the plan, yes.
Professor Singh, what made you choose to study law?
My father is a law professor. He was a president of a university in India. And I think having grown up seeing law being taught, I always wanted to teach law and I admire being in the field.
Law field is quite intriguing.
Law field is very intriguing, yes.
That's why you chose it.
Yes.
How do you find it being a college professor?
I love it. So my job is I'm the managing director of the Strauss Institute. And the Strauss Institute for Dispute Resolution is #1 ranked right now in the United States.
Yes, tell us more
In the
about
field
that.
in the field of ADR. ADR is alternative dispute resolution. So basically we are focusing on mediation, arbitration, negotiation, and we specialize in this out-of-court settlement of disputes. And our institute, very proud of it to be belonging to it, and it is ranked #1 right now in the US in the field.
Yes, that's very impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
So, how do you perceive law field nowadays, and how different does it look like since you started practicing law?
Absolutely, that's a great question.
It's fast-paced changes and advancement.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How different is
You know, a good friend of mine wrote a book a few years ago in Canada. It was called The New Lawyer. The thesis behind that project was how the legal field is changing. So your question is spot on. I think what we offer, negotiation, mediation, arbitration, these trainings are in fact, they are the byproduct of the change in the field. People are realizing that we are settling way more cases outside of court than in the court. In fact, in America, there's a stats out there that says literally 95% plus cases settle out of court. So what happens to 95% plus cases? Either they're negotiated, mediated, or arbitrated. And that's why we think law is definitely changing. The practice of law is definitely changing.
That's very good. What is the most frequently asked question from your students?
Wow, okay. The most frequently asked question is, how do I become a mediator? How do I become an arbitrator?
What does it take to make a good
Absolutely.
lawyer or a counselor or arbitrator?
Absolutely. And how do I become a good mediator? What's the scope out there? I always tell them the scope is very positive. Look, around the world, literally 70% plus conflict is nowadays being resolved through private dispute resolution. Either the mode of arbitration, mediations. Look at the big corporations. They all have arbitration clause inbuilt into them. So it is very smart for law schools to now focus on not only local arbitration, international commercial arbitration and settlement of disputes through other modes like mediation, negotiation. So students are getting it, students know it. So they're asking, how do I become it? So we say, first you get training, then you practice either law or you start practicing in the field of mediation or arbitration. You slowly build your name and then you enter the international market.
And what do you think about the international arbitration law?
There are a couple of very strong international arbitration laws out there that are very good. UNCITRAL is one we follow here, and there is New York Convention that is now, some people call it UNCITRAL New York Convention. It's a strong law. You know, there's Sales of Goods Treaty 1980. There's several laws out there that are pretty strong. Even American Arbitration Association's model rules are followed by some corporations around the world. So, legally speaking, I think countries are catching up. I think there is uniformity in the law. I'm not worried about the law uniformity. Yeah.
What attracts an applicant potential student to join Pepperdine University Law School than any other?
So Pepperdine, I think, is a very safe and community-oriented place. It's a faith-based institute. It's not a very big institute, so we focus on quality than quantity. For example, this year we have students from more than 20 countries, but we have about 50 students. So you can see the diversity in students. I think we care for students differently. So at the Strauss Institute, we have a staff of about 15 people. And you can imagine that's the largest staff I can know of in an institute like ADR in America, if not in the world. So we are very caring for our students. I think lastly, it's a very beautiful place. If you come visit Malibu, you are up on...
I checked the website, the pictures, the videos are amazing. It's beautiful out there.
Thank you. And I think it's a very serene place to be at, and the community is very caring. So overall, it's a wonderful environment to be at.
As a Pepperdine staff, don't you think that as a faith-based university, does it conflict with being diverse, and does it conflict with it in any way?
I would say actually no. It's opposite in some ways, how I felt it. So my religion is I'm a Sikh. I'm a Sikhism from India is where the growth was. And I wear my turban every day to my work, and people not only appreciate it, they love it. They ask me questions. Tell us more about your faith. My colleague Pashtana Abedi, who's traveling with me, Miss Abedi is a practicing Muslim, and I think she will speak for herself, but I think her experience has been is very welcoming. So in fact, Pepperdine is more welcoming in some ways to faith, accepting the faith, because we value faith. We value diversity at a different level.
One last question. Do you have any advice for young law students or postgraduates?
Absolutely, many advices, but I'll restrict to one or two.
Yeah.
The first big advice I have is practice. Skills-based training is as important as theory. So not just see your professors in the classroom, learn from them, that's great, but go out to court. Look at the trial advocacy being played out live in the courtroom and see if you can practice it somehow, either through moot courts, competitions, anywhere you can improve your skills is very important. So that's my big strong advice, is get out there and try cases, try practice as much as you can.
As undergrads or postgrads?
As postgraduates for sure, but I started undergrad. I did my first clerkship with judges in India when I was in my second year of law school, out of 5-year law school. So I did several of them. That was really helpful. That actually it opens up your mind and helps you explore new territories and pushes you and
very eye-opening experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same as this one. It was a great meeting you, and
thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.